Number 9. Messy desk. Brilliant mind your desk looks like a tornado just hit papers everywhere. Cold coffee mugs. Maybe even a lonely banana peel. But here's the twist. That chaos might actually be a sign of brilliance. Einstein's desk. Total mess. And he even said, if a cluttered desk is a sign of a cluttered mind. Then what does an empty desk say? Mark Twain, Steve Jobs. They also thrived in creative chaos, and science backs it. Researchers at the University of Minnesota found that people working in messy rooms came up with more creative, original ideas, even for something as random as uses for a ping-pong ball. Tidy spaces. They encourage safe, conventional thinking. But clutter. It fills your vision with randomness, objects that trigger unpredictable connections, like a stapler next to a book. About dolphins, suddenly. Your brain invents something totally new. When you're deep in thought, cleaning just isn't a priority. You're too busy connecting dots no one else can even see now. Not every smart person is messy. Some thrive on order. But if you feel at home in creative chaos, your brain might be wired to think beyond the norm. Your mess. It's not laziness. It's your brain prioritizing innovation over appearance. Asterisk number 8. Dark humor. Bright mind laughing at twisted jokes that make others cringe. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. It might mean your brain's doing some heavy lifting. Dark humor deals with taboo, tragic, or uncomfortable stuff to get it. Your brain has to work hard, processing multiple layers of meaning. In one study, people watched a cartoon in a morgue. A doctor lifts the sheet, and the woman says, "Yep, that's my husband. By the way, what detergent did you use to get him so white?" The people who got the joke and enjoyed it scored higher on IQ tests, lower on aggression, and reported better moods. Why? Because your brain is juggling meanings. First, it sees the situation. Then it spots the morbid twist. Then it flips it into irony and finds the joke. That's abstract thinking. That's cognitive agility. So when you laugh at dark humor, you're not mocking tragedy, you're solving a mental puzzle, finding the absurd in life's darkest corners. Just might mean your brain plays on a higher level. Asterisk. Number 7. Worriers are wise, overthinking everything. Replaying awkward conversations. That might not be just anxiety, it could be a sign of intelligence. Studies show a surprising link between high IQ and worry. Why? Because smart people have active imagination networks. They're constantly running what-if scenarios. It's called sentinel intelligence. It's an evolved form of vigilance. Back in the day, early humans who worried about shadows in a cave, they were more likely to survive. Now, that same brain scans social situations, anticipates problems, notices risks before anyone else. Even mild rumination is tied to higher verbal intelligence. Your brain is analyzing events, learning from them, and preparing for next time. Of course, too much anxiety. It's not healthy, and help is important, but daily overthinking. That might just be your genius working overtime. Your inner worrier could be your inner strategist, constantly preparing, protecting, and predicting. Asterisk number 6. Doodling unlocks the brain in a long, boring meeting. Your pen starts wandering spirals, boxes, random shapes. Looks like you're zoning out, right? Actually, those doodles might be your brain's way of staying focused. Psychologist Jackie Andrade did an experiment. People listened to a dull voicemail. Half doodled, half didn't. The doodlers remembered 29% more. Why? Because when we're bored, our mind drifts dinner plans past convos. Daydreams, doodling keeps just enough attention, anchored to stop the drift. It's like giving your brain a fidget toy. Author Suni Brown calls doodling a powerful thinking tool. It engages visual, kinesthetic, and auditory systems, boosting learning and memory. It's not about the art, it's about the act. So if you catch yourself doodling during a lecture, don't feel bad. Your brain might be working smarter than anyone realizes. Asterisk number 5. Night owls rule. Everyone praises early risers. But night owls, they might have a secret edge. Staying up late doesn't mean lazy. It might mean your brain is wired for creativity and independence. Studies show evening types are more likely to think outside the box, resist conformity, and come up with innovative ideas. Back in ancient times, humans followed the sun. Being awake at night is new, and possibly a trait of adaptive thinkers. Sleep expert Jim Horn says night owls tend to lean toward creative fields. Poets, designers, musicians, morning people. They shine with structure and logic. Different wiring. Not better or worse. A study on med students showed night owls scored higher on intelligence and flexibility. Maybe it's the peace and quiet after midnight. Maybe it's that rebels make great innovators. Not every night owl is a genius. But if your best ideas come when the world's asleep, you might be tapping into your creative superpower. Asterisk number 4. The superpower of self-talk. Talking to yourself, out loud or in your head. It's not weird. It's a high-level brain tool. Self-talk helps you plan, focus, and regulate emotions. Athletes do it. Detectives do it. Kids do it out loud. Adults just internalize it. When you talk yourself through a problem, you're teaching your brain how to solve it. You reinforce memory. You stay on track. You build resilience. Smart people use self-talk to reframe situations. This is hard, but I've been through worse. What's my next step? Constructive self-talk equals mindful thinking, strategic thinking. So next time you catch yourself mumbling during a task, don't stop. That's not madness, it's mastery. Asterisk number 3. Smart laziness wins. If you find clever shortcuts. And people call you lazy, they might be missing the point. Bill Gates once said, "I'll choose a lazy person to do a hard job, because they'll find an easy way to do it." What he meant. Smart laziness is about efficiency. The German general Kurt von Hammerstein classified people clever and hardworking. Clever and lazy, stupid and hardworking, stupid and lazy. And the best leaders, clever and lazy. They know what matters. They find the simplest, smartest path to get results. A 2015 study even found that people who enjoy thinking are less physically active because they're content sitting still, solving things mentally. So when you look for smarter systems or faster methods, that's not laziness. That's intelligent design. Efficiency isn't cutting corners. It's doing more by doing less. Asterisk number 2. Smart rebels break norms, always questioning rules. Wondering why we do things a certain way. That's not being difficult, that's being insightful. Innovation doesn't come from rule followers. It comes from people who ask, what if we flipped this? Psychologist Adam Grant found that original thinkers procrastinate, just enough to let better ideas surface. History is full of rebels who were right in the 1840s. Ignace Semmelweis noticed women were dying in hospitals but surviving with midwives. Turns out, doctors weren't washing their hands after autopsies. He suggested hand washing. Deaths dropped 90%, but people mocked him. For challenging tradition, it took decades and germ theory for the world to catch up. Questioning norms shows your brain is scanning for flaws, spotting patterns, imagining better ways. So if you keep asking, why are we still doing it like this? That's not defiance, that's intelligence in action. Asterisk number 1. Brains decode clues you recognize. Your friend from across the street just by their walk. You sense your mom's mood before she says a word. That's not magic, that's pattern. Recognition, it's one of the brain's most powerful tools. Your mind is constantly scanning for connections, a tone, a glance, a rhythm to decode meaning before you're even aware of it. It's how we learn, how we solve problems, How we survive. Our ancestors read animal tracks, sensed danger, spotted patterns in chaos, and we still do that, even seeing faces in clouds or shapes in shadows. But it's that same instinct that drives genius. Leonardo da Vinci said, "To recognize a pattern is to gain insight." So if you make connections easily, fix stuff without manuals, or follow gut feelings that turn out right, you're not guessing. Your decoding pattern recognition is the silent signature of a brilliant mind. Asterisk, and that's it for today. If you saw yourself in any of these signs, you might be smarter than you think. I'll be posting more videos like this soon, so if you enjoyed it, hit subscribe and stay tuned for more insights into how the mind works.